Thank you, my Cape Town family. Oh, my goodness. Look, I love when we get to just make you feel good, Expresso family. And this morning, we're doing so by celebrating a father-son duo of note. SABC 2 has come together with Like Tyma Wellness Network, as well as Radio 2000, to give us a groundbreaking talk show that we never knew we needed. It is starting today, Thursday rather, 8:30 every single week. And it is honestly one of the things that I genuinely love because, my friend, it is showing that it is not just the girl child that needs to be lifted up, but the boy child as well. And today we get to welcome the two people who are going to be taking this all the way to the top. I am talking about Like Ntwana, Like Tyma, or rather, forgive me, Like Tyma Like Ntwana. And today, this is why we welcome Mbha and Mbha. Everybody, let's give them a feel-good welcome. Gentlemen, congratulations on the new show.
Thank you, sister. Right,
Nina.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Guys, this is groundbreaking. It's huge. It's amazing. And I think it's also something that's so different, which is why I'm just like, you know, why? What made you be like, you know what, we need to make this show happen?
So I've been running the Like Tyma Wellness Network since 2020 and having different conversations with different men about different issues that affect our wellness, our physical wellness, mental wellness and financial wellness. And through these conversations, I started posting a lot of, stuff around me and my dad and the stuff that they're doing. And people started resonating with that to say, your dad is actually cool. I mean, this man is 73 years old. He's the coolest 73-year-old, right? And so I thought to myself, why not create a show where him and I could have frank conversations with other fathers and sons, uncles and nephews. It's not just limited to biology, by the way. So any boy child that has a father figure, we have conversations with them about everything that affects us. So, yeah.
That's beautiful. And I think it's so important, especially given the landscape of everything in our country, if we're being honest.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And Tata, this is why I want to ask you, why is it so important to uplift the boy child?
Well, there are lessons to be learned here. We need to be changing what was happening when I grew up for modern establishments.
Yes, and that's so true. And a lot of these, I'll say, things get lost sometimes when they're not passed on properly. So this is why it's so important for these conversations to be had.
Absolutely.
So Titi, I want to ask you then, in terms of putting this show together, how did the initiative that you started in 2020, come and be so important in doing so?
So through these conversations, I realized that, a lot of men don't like to talk. And the only way we can realize or get better at it is by sharing our stories and journeys and challenges. But most importantly, focusing on the solutions around the matters that affect us as men. If you think about how gender-based violence is just a scourge that is completely unacceptable. Are you aware that every 63 seconds a woman is a victim of gender-based violence and the perpetrators of such are men? So let's have those uncomfortable conversations with men and also bring in the boy child, because a lot of brands spend a lot of money on women and the girl child, which is important and critical. But don't leave the boy child behind, because he becomes a potential perpetrator of the very same gender-based violence that we complain about. So
100%.
Have frank conversations, make sure that we cannot have broken men raising broken boys.
Come on. I absolutely love that, because I think at the end of the day, a lot of the time with these different problems, you have to take it from grassroots level.
Absolutely.
You teach them from a young age, which is incredible. But Dada, I want to ask you, because this is such a special thing that you're doing, having this show with your son, being able to show the rest of the world what it looks like to have a healthy relationship with umtanako. So speak to me about how proud you are of TT and both of you for coming together on this.
I'm proud and very happy.
Yes.
Because this to me is a learning curve.
Yeah.
Especially to the issues that have to be addressed.
Yes. I love that.
Can you ask him to tell me he loves me? Because he's never told me he loves me. I'm 45 years. He's going to say,
Titi, don't lie.
And I've taken him on the show as well to say that he's never told me he loves me.
I've been doing that, but in township lingo.
Say, I love you, my son. It's hard.
No, I love you, boy.
Oh.
It only happened for the first time ever.
That is the Expresso magic. I love it.
Wow, he actually said it. We've got 13 episodes that we've shot. He's never said it, not even one episode.
Tata, thank you for doing it here with us. Now we feel special.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful reminder that I truly love him.
Yes.
Wow.
And Titi.
I ain't lying today.
Titi, let's speak about that. How important is it to have this father figure that loves you and pours into you? And why was it so important that you did this show with him?
Well, it was important because I think every boy child needs that affirmation. We need someone that tells us how important we are and that we actually belong, you know.
Yes.
And for me, that's what it's about. And the show really tackles those issues where a lot of men are scared to affirm their boy child, to
Sure.
say, boy child, you are actually great. You are actually the best thing that's ever happened. And if we can get the boy child to understand how precious he is, then the girl child doesn't need to be protected.
That's true. That's 100% true. And Ntwana, I feel like this is going to be such an important show just for the culture and for society, which is why I'm so proud of you guys. And I know as well that, yes, of course, you're going to be touching on these different subjects with you, but who else are you bringing onto the show? Gravitas.
No, we've got a hectic lineup of celebrities and non-celebrities. We've got Cedric Foree coming on the show. We've got Lasizwe Tambuza coming on the show. We've got brothers coming on the show with their dad. It's the first time that they have an interview with their dad and their nephew. So it's 3 generations across the board. We've got DJ Smoo from Radio 2000 coming with his cousin. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, we've got a father and son combination of a father who's coming from prison, who has lost 20 years with his son, and now they're playing catch up. We've got Pito, who just found out that he's got a 21-year-old son.
Yeah, and it happened 2 weeks just before the shooting.
Imagine that, finding out that you've got a son who's 21 years old.
And you missed out on this whole thing.
Yes, and it's all different.
Yes.
It's all different.
And speaking of it all being different, I want to ask you, what's your favorite thing about this show?
Well, what's very, very favorite for me is really, it has that big element of correcting issues.
Yeah.
You know, that transparency. Like he insists that I must tell him that I love him.
Yes.
In my time and when I grew up, my father never used to tell me that.
Yeah.
And I thought culturally is the right way to go. And it happens not to be.
Yeah, you don't know how many people you are freeing. You guys don't know how many minds you are changing.
Absolutely.
And how many people you're helping to unlearn these terrible things that we've, grown up with, thinking that culturally things are not right.
Absolutely.
So, siyabonga, guys.
Thank you so much. There's a lot of trauma that a lot of men carry, and we need to unlearn a lot of things. And our childhood traumas, we can't pass that on to the boy child or the girl child for that matter.
Come on. Gentlemen, congratulations again. You were the right men for the job. We are so excited for tonight. We will be tuned in.
8:30.
Exactly. Thank you very much. And you can do so on SABC2, my love.
Yes.
It is, of course, Like Tyma Like Ntwana, and it is going to be something that is going to change the culture. I can feel it. I'm sure you can as well, after chatting to the 2 gents that are going to be making sure that we indeed are within when we talk about that father-son relationship that always needs all of that nurturing and a whole lot more.